Welcome to Muskegon Rising, a community service project of the Muskegon Rotary Club. Our purpose is to create lasting positive change. We've been doing that here since 1916. So, let's get started.
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Muskegon Rising. I'm your host, Aaron Maike, and today I'm here with Dr. John Selmon, the president of Muskegon Community College. Welcome, John.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm glad you took the time to get on today. I know it's the first week of classes for you. It's super busy, but glad you're here.
Yeah, it's intense, and it's always fun, beginning of the year. So
it's my second favorite day of the year. Graduation is my first.
I hear you. I like that too.
So, congratulations on 100 years. What a milestone. MCC's 100th year. As you reflect on this, what type of emotions or thoughts come to mind?
I'm happy. I'm proud. Proud to be a part of, a 100-year Centennial celebration. And we have some amazing people that work at the college. We have some amazing students. And so I'm just happy and just proud to be a part of this journey, especially at this juncture in the history of the institution. So exciting stuff. Yep. So
you mentioned Centennial celebration. You started with a lake cruise. Tell me the thought behind that and who attended and how'd that allow you to engage in the community differently?
Well, we wanted to have some fun. So this is a different way of having fun. We're out on a dinner cruise, and it was really exciting. It's people that an alum that we don't normally see or talk to, but it's a way to bring them back into the fold and back into this 100-year celebration, because this is about everybody that's been connected to this institution and this community for 99 plus years. So in June of next year will be 100. But that was a way of just getting people engaged. There's a series of events and activities going on throughout the year. So we're celebrating our centennial. There's this whole centennial year celebration. So there's a lot of different activities that we're engaging, and we're just trying to engage the people and say, hey, come on back home and enjoy this moment in time with the college. So
awesome. And all too often, higher ed, we take that business too seriously. And it's great to hear that you're bringing people back to have some fun, to celebrate, and really enjoy what the college does for the community, because it's not just about education. You're ingrained with our business employers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the fourth oldest community college in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, and I'm feeling old. But proud, yes.
But proud. How do you believe that longevity was accomplished in Muskegon at Muskegon Community College?
It's the individuals that make up the college. It's about people and relationships. And so we've had some good people, like I said, through the years. We've had some great presidents through the years that have made it a priority to make sure that Muskegon Community College is embedded in this region. And so that's part of it, yeah.
How do employer relationships drive the curriculum at the community college or the special programming that you do?
We are employers. One is that we want to understand employment training needs. One of the twin goals for community colleges is to make sure that you prepare people for jobs and the transfer. And so it's kind of a twofold approach there, if you will: economic mobility and for individuals in this community, and the talent development for employers. And so we really focus on talent development. And we ask employers about their employment training needs. We have a whole workforce division that's dedicated to the workforce. And so we pay special attention to what the needs are, because jobs change, skills change over time, and we want to make sure that we remain relevant as it relates to the workplace. So.
And I don't know where I heard this. It may have been from you, but your nursing pass rates, your ADN nursing NCLEX national exam, every nurse takes it.
Yep.
100%.
100% pass rate, first time through. And that's a tribute to our focus on quality, on excellence, because we want to be excellent in all we do. And nursing is just one example of we're preparing nurses, the next generation of nurses, really, if you look at it that way. And so we were really proud of the test scores. They're important. They mean a lot, and they matter. And so in our faculty, nursing faculty do an outstanding job to make sure our students are ready and prepared, not only for the exam, but for the workplace as well.
And passing that test means you're a nurse in the hospital, or you got to take the test again. You can't be a nurse yet, right?
Absolutely. So first time through, and that's important. That's the measure, right? That's the standard.
That is the standard. Well, way to meet that at 100%. That is absolutely fabulous. Kudos to your faculty and your dean of nursing. What an awesome job.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah.
So, new Centennial logo, you handed out a minimal thing, but T-shirts to all of your faculty to celebrate that, wear those around campus and in the community. But what's special about that Centennial logo?
Well, it's, we paid homage to the person who designed it, Alan B. Dow, designed the building over the water and that diamond shape. And so we want to make sure that is reflected going forward. And then the diamond, that commemorates the 100 years. It just commemorates the 100 years. And so we tried to do a little bit of both, right? A little bit of the past, a little bit of the future here. But that's respecting the past and embracing the future.
That's amazing. And I was on campus meeting with you recently, and you're doing just beautiful around that water. You're building a nice trail or enhancing the trail that goes around that space just to allow more creature comforts when students and staff are on campus. How do you see that helping in the classroom?
Facilities matter. Your campus matters. And what we do reflects that somebody cares, right, about the institution, all aspects of the institution. And so it's really important to us that the curbside appeal is there. Our classrooms are kept well. Our equipment, our technology are up to speed and stuff like that. So it says a lot about your institution, but mostly that we care.
Absolutely. You're a transformative leader, but over the 100 years, can you list some moments that really made a difference or transformed and continued the community college's legacy in Muskegon?
I think it's 11 times, and it was with each president that came aboard who had this vision about the future. And whatever was happening at that point in time was reflected there at the college. So I think that, the legacy, the presidencies, those were critical moments in time, critical junctures. Obviously, there's things happening outside the institution, but we reacted to those and responded to those, whether it's employment training needs, various community initiatives. But I think those were critical points in time when you change leadership, to continue the legacy, to continue to focus on teaching and learning excellence, and excellence in all you do. I think the presidents through the years and interim presidents as well have been able to maintain that and look forward to the future. So I think each presidency, and I'm the 11th president, so 10 other times it's been critical in the history of the institution, I think so.
And just quick math, that's almost 10 years per president.
Approximately, yes.
That's, less or more
not
per
many,
se.
Not
that's
many
not
presidents.
many leaders.
Yep.
And those are long tenures in a community college market where 2 or 3 years sometimes
Yep.
is the top.
And I think MCC is a destination for college presidents. They come and they stay. And it's a great place to work, like I said, and it's so important for this community that you have some stable leadership. And so I can say, if I look back, I reflect, there's been some stable leadership. And that's what you need, because leaders, obviously help things happen, make things happen, create an environment where people can do their best work. And so those types of things were happening no matter what the situation was. Like I said, economic mobility for folks that live here in this community to move up, and the talent development for employers. Those things have always been constant, right, with our community college leaders. And we've had, like I said, it's more than the president, obviously, but the president has to take the lead. So.
Absolutely. I listened to a podcast, and his motto is leadership matters.
Yeah.
Because that's where the tone is set. And if that leader sets an amazing tone where everybody's empowered to do great work,
mm-hmm.
you have 100 years of amazing accomplishments in our community.
Yep.
So you've been a leader in academic innovation for 100 years in Muskegon
mm-hmm.
County and across the state. How are you continuing to evolve with your academic and your credentialing to continue to be a leader?
Well, one is we look at best practices. We look at what's working. We stay in touch with our employers, our transfer institutions, our K-12 environment, and community-based organization. Those are kind of our constituents. And we stay in touch. We ask questions. We do surveys. We do focus group work about what people want and what they want to see, what the needs are. and where they want to go and where they are and their gap, and we try to help close gaps in terms of training and development. So, it's a combination of those things, but they're important.
And you meet almost on a monthly basis with the other community college presidents
Yes.
to collaborate and share ideas and successes and, hey, maybe you don't want to do this because we tried that. I imagine that's really helpful to your planning.
Yeah, to talk to peers who have similar institutions, similar issues and circumstances. And so you learn what works. We have, our Michigan Community College Association group. Like you said, that's the 31 community colleges in Michigan, 3 tribal and then the 28 traditional. But to have those kind of conversations, not only that, then nationally, we have a large organization of community college presidents across the country. So you talk, although each community is different, but there's a lot of things that are similar in terms of outreach and communication, marketing, attracting students to your institution and keeping students at your institution and getting them done and complete is so important. So you learn a lot in the field, and that's like in the field. That's on the job type stuff. Although there's a lot of theory behind some of those things too. But we always look for research-based, evidence-based practices that work, that will influence our policies and programs as we move forward. But a lot of learning from.
A lot of learning from your peers.
Yep.
So can you talk about a few standout alumni or students that you've met, their success stories, and how the community college has really changed the trajectory of their life?
Here in Muskegon County or in the region, I talk to people all the time, and somebody's touched by the community college. They know somebody, or they've taken a class, or they've taken a whole program. They're already in one of our career programs and or transfer programs, but they've been touched by the community college in many ways. And so when I think about the journey, I was a community college student, and so my journey, I went through a community college, and I learned to study, right? And athletically, I was able to excel. But that's where I learned, and so I'm a real big fan of community colleges because of that particular piece there in terms of community colleges. But they make such a difference in people's lives. I think about Mike Wiese, who's Hackley Community Care CEO, Gary Allure from Trinity, Ethling from, I think, the airport, who's the CEO for the airport right now. These are all people that's been touched by the community college. And so we change lives. I mean, you had to think, we're not responsible completely for it, but there was a point in time where the community college in their journey was so important to get them started. But it's many more stories. We have, 100 years of history, so we got thousands of graduates and alum. But it's important, I think, to when you see somebody in a leadership role, if you peel it back, you'll see a lot, especially here in Muskegon County or this region. They've been touched by the community college, and that's just pleasing to hear. And we're so proud to be a part of the journey. So
absolutely, you help light that initial fire that keeps them going. So you mentioned completers, and earlier you mentioned partnerships with four-year colleges.
Yep.
Just briefly, how do community college students thrive at a 4-year as they transfer after they complete at the community college? What's the success rate there?
Well, we focus on one of our goals is, and that if you look at community colleges, there's a number of years that was just about access, getting people in the institutions in the 70s, and then it went to completion. So it was access plus completion. And then now the flavor is really about post-college success. So you got access, completion, and post-college success. Well, when we look at post-college success, we're looking at Muskegon Community College, and we're concerned about our students being successful at the next level. So when they transfer to a senior institution, we want to make sure that they can compete in the curriculum. So our faculty are really good at that. They prepare people for the next level. That's basically, we prepare them for work, or we prepare them to transfer to the next level. So there's a real focus on teaching and learning excellence. So we want to make sure that once students leave Muskegon Community College, they are successful at the senior institution or if they're going to work. So that's an emphasis that we have at the community college. So
absolutely. I've read some studies, and I don't know their validity, but that community college graduates who go to a four-year institution actually graduate at a higher rate from the four-year than their own students that they recruited.
Yeah, and we do. They do just as well. So when you have a community college student that goes as a junior, and you have a native student that started at that particular institution, our students, community college students, do as good or if not better than the student that started there. So we follow that and track that because it's important, right? If we're preparing you for the next level, we want you to compete in that curriculum at the next level, in the workplace. So it's critically important. Our folks, there's a unique focus on making sure that happens. So.
Great. So I didn't have this in our pre-proposed questions, but I know you can talk to it. The Muskegon Promise and that helping cover tuition for students in Muskegon County. What has that done to the community college?
It's increased our enrollment significantly. I mean, we have 700-800 students that come through the Promise. But it's a commitment by this community to make a difference in that education is important and education matters, and especially at the community college. So we're really pleased to be a part of that initiative. And it's great long term because what do you want? Educated citizens, right? Being able to go to work for a long time, have to pay taxes, and all the other things that happen, with people that get well educated. It's not that others can't, right? But this is, a path that individuals can take, and when they do, it's prosperous long term. So,
and currently, the Muskegon Promise is fully funded.
It couldn't be a better program. People talk about, I remember when we were moving back to Michigan years ago, the Kalamazoo Promise was in place. And so my wife and I were having a conversation around the Promise. Let's move where the Promise is. And so I hear people today talking about the Promise here in the area and moving here because of that, because of the investment of this community in the community. And the Promise reflects that commitment across this county.
And it was started by people who believed in education and we wanted to keep our youth here. And they put their money where their beliefs were. And that was the seed money that now has funded it through minor tax captures.
Yeah. And but it's a really big deal. People like the Promise is a big deal. It's important. And not every community has the Promise. Absolutely. And so this one is serving students well, which is what it was intended to do. So it's serving the students in this community well.
100 years from now, maybe the 22nd president of MCC, what would you hope that the community college would be?
I hope it will be valuable to this community like it is today. When I look at the economic impact of about $250 million, that's the economic impact of this college in this community. And I would like to make sure and hope that they would continue that and to soar, to even be better. But you're talking about an economic impact of $250 million, maybe $500 million at that time, when you're talking about that many years later, that we're still relevant, we're still important to this community and in so many ways. So to remain relevant, that's what we need to do.
That's a great goal. If you could leave the community with one message about Muskegon Community College, what would that be? We have some amazing people that are committed to student success and completion. This 100-year celebration, come join us. Let's have some fun as we go down this road. This is an important journey. It's a critical juncture for the institution, and we want you to celebrate it with us. So many people are impacted by this, and we want to continue to do that as we move forward. So you'll see Centennial activities all year. Come join us. Let's have some fun and talk about the next 100 years. Absolutely. And I know that Muskegon Community College has a foundation. Mm-hmm. So if they want to donate to help the community college provide additional resources to students, how would they do that?
Just MCC, mcc.edu/foundation. So yeah, just type in foundation somewhere. We'll find you.
And Richard does a great job there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, it's like I said, it's about people and relationships and making a difference in people's lives, and I think we do that well.
Well, we've covered a lot in a very short period of time. John, is there anything that our viewers need to know that we've left on the table?
No, I think they hear that we're genuine, we're sincere about doing what we can to make sure that we meet in economic mobility challenges that we might have in the community, as well as the talent development pieces. These twin goals of community college, that's always going to be the focus. So we're going to make sure we're doing those things, and we're not, let us know. So, but anyway, once a Jayhawk, always a Jayhawk. Go Jayhawks.
Great.
Yeah.
John, congratulations on 100 years.
Yep.
Thank you so much for all Muskegon Community College has done for the Muskegon community, and best of luck over this 100-year celebration.
Yep, thank you. Glad to be here, so, yep.
For more information on Muskegon Community College, please visit their website at muskegoncc.edu. Thank you for listening to Muskegon Rising, a podcast supported by the Muskegon Rotary Club. If you think someone is doing something amazing in our community, please email us at muskegonrising@muskegonrotary.org. Until next time, do something great.